Alright, this is Tugaloo. For starters, the property has trash and debris in the woods all along here that needs to be moved out. Any of these other little knickknacks and stuff, and just clear out that bed and leave the flowers and such. A couple other little decoration things up here that all need to be removed, like this wheelbarrow, and there's some other smaller things up in the woods all along here and all out through into the backyard, into the woods. There's trash and debris that needs to be removed. This is the house, the main structure. This walkway that goes all the way around. This area right here probably needs to be just taken out, graded correctly, and get this laid back in. There's a number of boards. Probably want to come down through here with a saw and make that walkway more of a clean cut. Unless you think those need to be replaced, we'll replace them and just make this straight. That whole walkway, once any rotten boards get replaced, they need to be, this needs to be repainted. The structure itself has first of all, there's a number of roof leaks on the roof. It's a metal roof. There's some sagging going on. Probably need to go up and find the roof leaks first, power wash the roof, and do a silver dollar coating on it. The overhangs all the way around need to be painted, as well as the shutters. We'll get around to that one in a minute. Coming into the back, gutters here need to be cleaned and hung back correctly. This screened-in porch needs to be rescreened, and there needs to be a screen door installed here. You can see here we've got some rotten boards, and along here quite a number of rotten boards. I would say maybe a total of about 100 square feet. This deck railing here just needs to be cleaned up. Make sure that it's secure. Get rid of this planter box, this rail going up here next to the pool house. The pool house is 12 by 16, and the roof is completely shot. So it needs to be redecked and roofed with a rolled roofing. You can see up in here they've re-scabbed some of these joists. I think probably need to go ahead and replace 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 5 of the roof joists, and then redeck it, shingle it, clean it out. The block could be repainted, as well as the overhangs. This porch just needs to be cleaned up. We need to clean up the edge of this deck, probably have some boards to be replaced here, power wash and repaint, as well as the staining. We'll probably do a deck over, or super deck, or whatever that stuff's called, on all of the deck surfaces. This screened-in porch also needs another door put here, so we got 2 screened-in porch doors. The swimming pool and the pool decks around here needs to be demolished, and then we need to have a handrail put back along this edge and down to the ground under the steps over there. This patio walkway out to here is great. Again, we got a bunch of trash up here in the woods and kind of out into the woods somewhat, and this wood pile and all this debris over here, all of this stuff here needs to be removed. More trash out in the woods over here. These bench things need to go away. All of this furniture and junk. The swimming pool again, and the deck, the pool deck up here needs to be demolished and removed. Handrail going down these steps. Got more shutters here and overhangs to be painted. Got a hose bib, looks like it's already been fixed, but that needs to be checked. Pool pump and all that stuff goes away. Got a little bit of trim work to do up here. Crawl space. There is I believe a septic tank here. Septic comes out just to the left of the door. The main drain line is ABS plastic, and it has been cut for some reason. Not sure what's going on there, but that all needs to be checked out. I suspect there's an issue with the septic tank. This deck here, this is approximately 10 by 60, and the decking, you'll see up here, this is metal again, so that metal roof can be removed and reinstalled after the fact. But the OSB decking under here is rotten almost all the way along this eave and up against the house. There's been multiple additional deck supports put in here because this was not, the supports that were put in weren't done correctly either. The span is too long for a 2x6, and then they just made like a T-post here. So we really need a probably a 4x6 with a post at both ends. And it looks like they've done that 1, 2, 3, 4 times. You can see here the deck is sagging. It looks like the roof structure was put on after this sag occurred, so we may need to temporarily support that and remove that post, jack this back up into place and reconcrete it, and then put that post back. You can see up in here, I think, yeah. So you can see up in here a lot of roof leaking going on, probably where the new metal roof of this roof tied into the existing roof of the house. So, and then this outside fascia is just chewed all up with carpenter bees, so that all needs to be torn out. And this also needs a carpenter bee treatment. In the crawl space, there is no, I believe the water heater's in the crawl space. That needs to be found and inspected. I suspect it needs to be replaced, and the entire underneath of the structure needs to have moisture barrier installed. These stairs are built on top of this old rotten deck, so they need to be detached. Sorry, oops, didn't realize I was zoomed in so much. All right, so this bottom section, that basically remove the stairs, get rid of all this underneath it, reset the stairs, and then tie the walkway back into it and put a proper handrail. You can possibly, I don't know if you can see it, but we've got fall like this going towards the outside. I don't know how much of that can be fixed, but the supports for this deck porch needs to be corrected. Here you can see what I was saying about water infiltration up underneath the decking. So removing that whole entire metal roof and putting it back. Going inside, the front entrance looks okay. This front door has been bashed in here where the deadbolt is pretty good. This door either needs to be, prefer not to replace it, prefer to come in here and Bondo that hole and fix this door and keep it. Inside, walking around, the flooring that's in here is a laminate. It needs to be removed, not gone over, because there is subfloor issues in the house. There's a little bit of trim work to do here. You can see here where the roof leaks are in the, they're not horribly bad, but that's been leaking for a minute up here. So we've got to correct those leaks and then probably cut 3 or 4 sheets of sheetrock out in here in the ceiling, and then retexture all the way up to the peak here. Have a fireplace that needs to be cleaned. It's a wood burning fireplace, so I would suspect that probably needs to be swept. There's this carpeting on this faux hearth here that needs to be removed, and I guess that whole entire thing, we can either add some more brick to extend it over or paint the whole thing. I don't know. You got light fixtures up inside here. These grills that are there need to be cleaned and lights made work and then put back. We have one ceiling fan here. This china cabinet hutch thing can go away. And then we'll just leave this whole alcove thing as a just an opening. We got a dining pendant here that needs to be replaced. We got another sheet of sheetrock right here that needs to be replaced. Sliding glass door needs to be verified if it works. Kitchen cabinets need to be cleaned inside and out. There is a lot of mildew and mold in this house, so the whole house needs to be treated with concrobium and probably fogged before we start the process. And everything needs to be wiped down with bleach and concrobium before painting. Cabinets can be kept. There's been a leak under the kitchen sink, so I think we need to do a floor layover in there, make the corrections to that. I suspect we could probably keep the dishwasher. We have a microwave range hood that needs to be replaced, and the receptacle for that needs to be set into a box and covered. We have an electric stove. We have a flush mount in the kitchen here and over the kitchen sink. The kitchen sink and faucet potentially could be kept. I'm not sure if this is a level 1 or not. This backsplash in here, I don't know if we want to keep that or do away with it. So we'll have to look into that depending on what we do with the countertops. All of the AC registers in the house need to be removed and replaced. And all of the ductwork coming in and out needs to be cleaned. Furnace is electric. This all needs to be verified that it's functioning correctly. Looks like we might have had some type of a plumbing leak inside the wall here. There's water stains down on the bottom where they cut that out and taped it back in. There's a big soft spot right here in the laundry. The receptacle for the dryer needs to be made to be a proper flush mount receptacle or put into a box in the wall. The dryer vent goes down through the floor. I suspect it probably does not exit the structure. I wasn't paying attention, but I didn't see the exiting vent, but it needs to exit the structure, and there needs to be a vent on the outside. There's vinyl cove base in here. That vinyl cove base needs to be replaced. There's a closer on this screen door that needs to be replaced. Deadbolt doorknob here. The strike for this deadbolt needs to be corrected. It won't go all the way in. We have another flush mount here in the laundry. There's no light in the pantry. If we kept this as a rental, this has a small refrigerator. It is less than 72 inches tall and is approximately 30 inches wide. There are other soft spots in these floors that need to be checked. That's why I'm saying that we need to take this out, and there may actually be something failing right along in here in the hallway. It's got a little drop. This bathroom floor seems to be pretty solid. We have some damage on the ceiling in here, so I would suggest that we take this ceiling out and or just go over the top of it with sheetrock. We want to take this light box out and put in a regular flush mount. We want to replace this vanity and toilet. I don't know if I got it, but there's a flush mount here in the hallway. Bedroom back here. Ceilings in here don't look too bad. Remove all the carpet. There's no base trim in this trailer. I don't know if we want to go back with base trim or not, but we do have crown molding. It all seems to be okay. Flush mount in this room. Ceiling fan in this room. Here again, I got a big hump in the floor and some sagging going on, so we have some subfloor work to do in this room. These windows, either, well, this glass needs to be taken out, and when the painting is done, all of that needs to be repainted in between the inner and outer glass. This piece of paneling right here is rippling, so this piece of paneling needs to be replaced. Doorbell replaced, thermostat replaced. Here's the electrical panel. Looks like everything is electric in this house. There is no gas. Panel seems to be labeled correctly and looks okay. We have right here, we have another section of the ceiling that needs to be repaired. There's also a big dip in the ceiling right here that needs to be repaired. We have another flush mount here. AC register here in the master. The door, I don't know what that door goes to. Is that the master door? Yeah. So the master bedroom door is here, but it needs to be reinstalled. We have more issues on the ceiling here in the master bathroom. I'm not sure if we're replacing these countertops and sinks or not, and what we should or shouldn't do with the overhead lighting here. We have a small amount of wallpaper in here that needs to be removed. The shower looks pretty decent. I think realistically we could just clean the shower. I don't think it needs a spray finish. Toilet needs to be replaced. Just have a lot of water staining on the ceilings, so we need to make sure to use a shellac based primer on the ceilings before they get painted. And we've got a lot of moisture on the floor back here in this corner, and this floor is pretty saggy here, so we're gonna have to do something about that. This closet seems to be, oh yeah, there's another big, ooh, almost went through. There's a big problem with the floor in this closet. Doesn't look like we've had too much leakage going on under here. Cabinets need to be cleaned, primed and painted inside and out. All the doors, all the paneling in this house needs to be oil-based primed. Switches and outlets need to be changed over to white throughout the house. So going back through real quick one more time, because I think I might have missed some light fixtures. It's a possibility. So we have a flush mount. We have no light in this closet. Another flush mount over the toilet. We have these grilled lights, which we may take that whole box out and put in a couple of sconces on either side and maybe a 5-light fixture in the middle. Flush mount in the master. Dining fixture. 2 flush mounts in the kitchen. Ceiling fan in the living room. Got a couple eyeballs. We need to make sure those work. Flush mount here. Ceiling fan. Flush mount. Flush mount. Another vanity fixture. No lights in these closets. And there's a flush mount in the laundry room. Exterior light fixtures. We have a no light fixture at this door. There's another entrance door and out back from the laundry, which does have a light fixture at it. Let's check this sliding glass door. See if it locks. It does. And it seems to slide okay. So I think we're good with the sliding glass door. Nope. Looks like I might have missed that. Oh. Okay. Okay, yeah, the lock is working. This thing isn't working too good. Lock, it's supposed to be that way. It's not locking. All right, and then we got a light fixture at the door here. We've got 2 ceiling fans on the back patio. And an exterior light fixture at the other exterior door. And there is no lighting or electrical out here on this deck.